What's going on, guys? This is a Crouching Kitten, and today we're going to be talking about Get Flanked. More importantly, we're going to be talking about his video, Please Mira Responsibly. Now, I don't want to go into too much on Get Flanked. I really like the guy. I think he produces a lot of good videos, and this is definitely not a slam video. This is just my thoughts on his video and how it put Mira in a really bad light as far as new people are concerned. And I do want to say that it really depends on who you're talking about as far as noobs, right? So like day one people who are getting tier 2 operators, yeah, that's going to be bad no matter what. I mean, I've played whole games where the tier 2 operators were all being used, but everybody was level 5, 15, whatever, and they didn't have a whole lot of map knowledge. But I'm really talking to people who do have a little bit of map knowledge, because you don't have to know that much about the map in order to use Mira. And that's something that was falsely portrayed, in my opinion, by Get Flanked. Now, as far as inflicting self-harm, yeah, kind of. She's kind of like a defensive Hibana, so, if you put it up on a hard reinforced wall, and they open it up, that's a hole that wouldn't have been there originally. So I could definitely see what you're talking about there. But as far as how you're supposed to play around Mira, it's just one of those learning situations, especially in casual. You can't take casual to tough anyway. So what I want to get down to is, at the start of his video, he starts talking about Mira. He says, I have a love-hate relationship with Mira. And then he goes on to say, I hate it when other people play Mira, but I love it when I'm playing Mira. And as selfish as that sounds, I think what he's trying to say is he much prefers his playstyle with Mira than most other people's, unless it's just somebody that he totally agrees with. And that's kind of ironic, in my opinion, because this is a game, and I noticed that in a lot of his games he's playing with randoms, and a lot of times he can't hear those people. So he's really playing kind of a lone wolf game. So it's really ironic to mention teamwork there. But I digress. He goes on to show a couple of Mira locations that he considers quote-unquote bad, and then some quote-unquote good locations. And he's in the kitchen, and he's in Coastline. He puts a Mira up facing the bathrooms and the little broom closet area that leads out to a door, and he says that's a good area, and I would typically agree with him. That's a pretty good spot. Now, I wouldn't put it up high like he did. I would put it as like a crouching height type deal, because most of the time when people are in that area, they're going to be crouching. Now, I do have a problem with his statement that the other location is a bad location. Now, I'm going to throw up some clips real quick. Probably one of me getting a kill from that location. Actually, I get 2 kills. One because I'm rotating to the position, and then the second one because they opened up that hole, and I just got a kill through it. I was actually holding the window through that hole. And it just goes to show you that there is no such thing as a bad Mira location, but a poorly played Mira location. So it's really no one's fault but the whole team's if they can't play around that Mira. Now, agreeably, if Mira is not in agreement with the whole team, I guess I could see your point. It does require a lot of team communication or something like that. I don't know about requiring a lot of team communication. There's not too many things in this game that require team communication. Just everybody understanding where those Mira locations are. And also, everybody on site and near site need to be listening for that Mira drop. So, no matter what, everybody should be listening for that Mira drop when there's a Mira, so you know at least one Mira is down. Now, it'd be nice to know which one, but I don't think that's as important. Just knowing that the Miras are dropping for some reason. Now, that can play to your advantage, like you'll see in that video. I've also been trying to innovate a little bit to kind of show how easy it is to just make up a spot. And I actually found a couple of pretty good spots that I'll show you. And I'll try to give a couple of different perspectives, both the attacker and defender, and a few other things as far as their ability to see you. Maybe I'll give Glaz's perspective on it. I'm not sure exactly how long I want this video to be, but long story short, I don't think Mira is quite what he chalked her up to be, as far as being this. Now, the way I saw him using Mira is a really basic way to use Mira, right? Go to OBJ, drop Miras, make sure that you can see some pretty vital areas of the map. And you also want to make sure that the back of the Mira isn't facing anything that's too exposed, unless of course you're going to be playing the other side of that Mira. And that's where, you can communicate with your team, or your team can just set up for it. They can just be prepared for that sort of thing. And you just need to keep your eyes open and pay attention and think. And that's what this game is all about, is thinking. And another thing that I didn't really agree with was him saying that Twitch being able to drop the Mira was a too powerful thing for Twitch to do. Now, everybody has to look out for the Twitch drone. It doesn't matter if you're Mute or Jaeger, or pretty much the only people that don't are Frost and Rook. So when I was watching this video, I felt like he was saying that Mira was a very difficult operator to use. So my first idea was, let's buy Mira and figure out exactly how hard she is to use. So that's what I did. I bought Mira and I used her for like 2 days. And by the end of 2 days, I already had her figured out. I had figured out like where her gadget would go. I figured out that you could crouch and put her Mira. I figured that you could put it on hard walls, soft walls. She's really not that hard to figure out and start using. In fact, I would argue that of all of the characters that are out there that you can learn to use, I gotta say that Mira is definitely one of the easiest and probably most noob friendly, quote unquote noob friendly. I don't know what you're calling a noob in that case, but I have to say that most new players, unless you're just straight off the Call of Duty gameplay, that you're gonna be playing Mira in a very defensive way, right? You're going to be pent up in the objective, which is exactly what you did. And after the first attempt of using Mira and figuring out that putting the back of the Mira to the window is a bad idea, I think that you'll learn and you'll start thinking more when you use Mira. And I see what he's trying to say. I think it was kind of a warning, don't use Mira if you're not willing to think a little bit. And she does require some like pre-thought. But I gotta say, just putting up Miras in objective and facing them towards open areas is a big thing. I even have a video of me putting a Mira up facing an exit area. I forget what the name of that map is. But basically, I put the Mira up in an actual bad location. The Mira is not giving any information at all. Now, what I did with it was kind of lucky. I didn't realize that there were going to be people coming through that hole, but I just kind of threw it up there. I wasn't really sure what was behind that. And it actually wound up working in my favor because I was thinking while I was playing Mira. We were able to get that Mira open, and then I was able to get around to the Mira hole and shoot through it and get a kill. Well, actually, I got an injure. And then I went on to kind of use that as a foothold, because the more holes that you can punch in the attacking line's entry point and put more rounds through, the less likely they are to continue through that path, right? If you can put enough pressure in one location, they're eventually going to back out like a tick and flame. And that's a big deal. So bad Mira location became a good Mira location by luck, but it was still a good location at that point. I was able to use it to my advantage, which is all her ability is using it to your advantage. So I don't think that there's ever a bad Mira location unless you just run to the other side of the map, throw up the Miras on the opposite sides on the same wall, then you might have a case. But in most situations where a Mira goes up, you can play that Mira and you can still use it. And even if there are holes poked all in those walls, I actually have some video of where I put a Mira in an extremely bad location, right? It's facing the courtyard, but it's facing those rectangular holes. It was almost impossible to use with shooting out of the objective, but if somebody's attacking that objective, the only safe place they have to go is that corner of the room. So if you were to put, say, a Jaeger in courtyard and face him towards that Mira, pop that Mira, or maybe that Mira is already open, that would be nice, you can see the entire safe area of that room, unless he's in that far corner laying down behind the choppy shelves. You can't really see anybody laying down right there. But if they're in that corner where I was telling you to put that Mira, where get flanked considered to be a good Mira location, then they're dead. You can kill them from there. And that's another thing you have to consider when defending. I think Get Flanked has his own ideas of how to defend a location. Now, I do want to see some innovation. And that's why I really liked that Mira location. Like, I just played around with it for a few seconds and found a bunch of really cool spots where it was just a little squeeze hole. You couldn't see a whole lot from the window. But if you were back in courtyard, you could see straight through to the window, and you could actually get some nice picks, especially if somebody's going to jump through that window. You could kill them with just a couple shots. But I do think, going back to the Twitch issue, I don't think Twitch is that big of a deal as far as versus Mira. I think that's the reason that they gave her the shotgun as a secondary, was so she could take out those Twitch drones so much easier. Because it is very much easier to kill drones with a shotgun. I don't care if you're a new player or an old player. That's why new people spawn with shotguns on defense and wind up killing their teammates. So on that note, when using the shotgun, don't kill your teammates and focus on Mira locations whenever you're putting them up, and learn from those locations that didn't work. Or maybe consider how to use it differently in the future. Kind of like I did. I kind of innovated and just ran around to the other side, got 2 kills that match, just in that one game. So that was pretty funny, pretty lucky, but it worked. Thanks for watching, guys. This is a Crouching Kitten. I really appreciate all the views. Thumbs up if you liked the video. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't like the video. Go down to the comments section and tell me why you liked it, or tell me why you didn't like it. Perhaps it was the audio or the video, or maybe you just didn't like the subject matter and didn't agree with me. Don't be afraid to go down to the comments section and let me know what you thought, because I really appreciate all of it. If you have any ideas or thoughts on future content that I could provide to you, I have a notepad and I'm always ready to take notes, always ready to try anything. Till next time, YouTube.